The Nagasena Bhiksu Sutra, Chapter 5. The births of Nagasena and Milinda according to their vows in previous lives. Some time after they both made these vows, they died and were reborn in the world as men. The one who wished to become a sovereign in his former life was born as a crown prince to a king in a land bordering a sea. His parents named him Menander. The other, who wished to pursue the quiet path of nirvana in order to save the world, was born in Sindhu, the ancient name for India, in the district of Kashmir. His parents named him Tuolier. He was born wearing a kasaya in consequence of the vow he made in his former life. In his household there was an elephant king born on the same day as him. Since elephants were called Naga in Sindhu, the parents also named their son Nagasena. Nagasena's admission to the Sangha. Nagasena grew up and reached 14 or 15 years of age. He had a maternal uncle named Rohana, who was a Shramana and possessed exceptional abilities that were unequaled anywhere. He had the ability of seeing distant things and hearing distant sounds, and also knew from where he came. From birth, Rohana could fly. He could go out from where there is no slit and enter where there is no gap, and could become whatever he liked freely, without any difficulty. Rohana also knew the mind or the thought of devas in the heavens, and that of men on earth, including beings which could fly and which could walk. Nagasena came to his uncle on his own and told him, "Uncle, it is my intention to follow the Buddha's path, and I wish to shave my hair and beard, don the kasaya robe, and become a Shramana. I want to become your disciple. Uncle, would you accept me as a Shramana?" Rohana knew Nagasena's good deeds in his previous life and his wisdom, and hence took pity on him and admitted him as a Shramanera. Nagasena at the beginning was a novice Shramanera who observed the 10 precepts, recited the sutras daily, and who also learned about and meditated on the Dharma. As a result, he attained the 4 jhanas, and therefore he was able to grasp the essence of the doctrines. The only thing he lacked was the high ordination he had yet to obtain. Now at that time there was a Buddhist monastery called Herchan on a mountain in the country, and in this monastery dwelled 500 Shramanas who had all gained arhathood. Among them the leading arhat was called Asagutta, and knew about things in both heaven and on earth, as well as the past, present, and future. Nagasena was 20 years of age at the time, and in order to get the higher ordination to becoming a Shramana, he went to Herchan Monastery where Asagutta lived. Incidentally, it happened to be the full moon day, and all 500 arhats were sitting in the hall to recite the great Shramana Precept Sutra, Pratimoksha. All great Shramanas entered into the hall, and Nagasena was also among them. When all the Shramanas had sat down in the hall, Asagutta surveyed the whole assembly, and noticed that all Shramanas in the hall were arhats, except Nagasena. Thereupon Asagutta gave a discourse on the Sutra of Parables, and said, "Just like people judging rice, it is considered to be bad rice, even if there is 1 grain of black rice among the white ones. Now all of us are white and pure. Only Nagasena is black, and has not attained arhathood yet." On hearing these words of Asagutta, Nagasena was greatly worried, got up, and bowed down towards the 500 Shramanas, and then went out. He thought to himself, "It is not appropriate for me to sit among them. I have not crossed over the stream of samsara, but all others have crossed over. It is like the jackal among the lions. So am I now. From now on, I will not sit among them unless I have attained the path of arhathood." Knowing the thoughts of Nagasena, Asagutta called him to come forward and touched his head with his hand, saying, "Don't worry. Before long you will attain arhathood." So Asagutta asked Nagasena to stay.